What's going on YouTube? Elijah here from the Ephah Show channel, and I'm here to bring you a personalized DM. That's right, a devotional meditation that you can take and think about. Over the years, God has allowed me to write devotionals out to people of communities that I'm in, and so I decided why not bring that over to the YouTube space, and hopefully these will bless somebody. So I pray that you all stay plugged into these and be on the lookout for all of these different devotional things that'll come forth out of this channel. So if you know anything about a consultant, right? A consultant is somebody that you bring in to help you make the right decisions in your life. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to make the decision for you. Doesn't mean that they're going to force you to do something that you don't want to do. What they are there to do is provide you information so that you can make the right decision. And so I want you to keep in mind that thought about a consultant, because a couple weeks ago I was reading back in the book of Joshua in chapter 9. God has been delivering Israel from all of these different types of battles and conquests that we know. They just defeated Jericho, they just defeated the city of Ai, and now they're in a period where they're going to rest for a little bit, but God has already given them instructions. But while they're waiting, they have these group of people called the Gibeonites who come in disguise and secretly get Israel to come into covenant with them with what God had told them not to do. God told them before, do not make a covenant with the people of these lands. I'm going to drive them out, and this is going to be your land. Israel makes this covenant, but what I want you to know is that in the Bible it's very specific. It says in Joshua chapter 9, verse 14, it says that the elders of Israel did not consult the Lord. What happened here? Right? They have won some victories in their lives. They have been being blessed. God is opening up doors for them. And maybe they got to the point where they felt like they no longer needed to ask God, is this a good decision? Because the Gibeonites came disguised. They tricked them. They didn't know who they actually were. The Bible actually says that they got old clothes, shoes, and bread that was worn out and presented it to Israel as though they had traveled from a far distance, when reality was they were their neighbors next door. And because the elders of Israel did not consult God, they ended up in covenant with people that God did not want them to be in covenant with. So we have to ask ourselves the same question. What things in our lives have we felt that we're good enough that we no longer need to consult God? And what has been the results of those decisions? Sometimes good things may happen. Sometimes bad things may happen. We don't know, but if we fail to consult God, we can end up in some situations that God may have never wanted us to have in the first place. See, God wanted to bring Israel to the promised land specifically for Israel. He didn't want them to have to share the land with anybody else. It was their promised right, but because of the decision they made without God, they ended up not having the whole promised land to themselves. Later on in the scriptures, we continue to read, because of their unwillingness to obey God and consult God in specific areas, a lot of things become hindrances for them. So my prayer is for you and I that we would consult God in matters in our lives, regardless of how big or small they may be. Regardless of if it's a job that I'm supposed to work, how it is I'm supposed to raise my children, the type of person I should be interested in, the type of person I should pursue to have a relationship with, my business deals, my friendships. Every matter is important to God. So make sure that you're doing your part and you consult with Him. And I pray that you have a blessed day. My name is Elijah, and I'll see you next time with your next DM.